Welcome to the Road to a Million. We got a good one today. This is going to be one of probably the most tactical calls. This one's going to be the one that you guys have the opportunity to use what we talked about today, this framework in your businesses with your cleaners. This is going to be, you're going to use this so many times with cleaners. You're going to use it with office staff. And if you're really smart, you will use what we talked about today outside of your business, and you use it in your personal life. You use it with your spouses, significant others. Use it with your kids, your freeloaders who live in your home, your peers, your friends, the people who are closest to you. Today, we're going to talk about grow up or grow out. And whether somebody is blood or whether somebody is not, like, this framework works. And yeah, we're going to get real tactical on it and show you guys exactly how to use it as well. I'm super excited for us to share this with you guys. And okay, before we get into it, anything you want to say before we dive into the good stuff here today?
No, I'm excited. This is truly a very transformational call. It can definitely take your team to the next level and yourself to the next level.
Yeah. So when we're building a company, we can create a bunch of rules for people to follow, or we can create values for people to follow. And in our company, we decided that we just wanted a value-based company because there are so many rules that we would have to create and have to teach people that it seemed insurmountable for us to be able to teach it to as many people as we need to be able to teach it to. Because between all three of our companies, we have over 50 employees. It just is like, it seems like babysitting if we had to just teach people rules. So we decided to go with a value-based company where we give people values, which is our STAR values. Katie, what is the acronym STAR? What does it stand for?
Yeah, S is serve, T is teamwork, A, accountable, and R is reliable.
Yeah. So from a baseline, anybody on our team has to be a STAR. That is like base level requirement. And so in order for the call today to make sense, I think it's important to understand that, like, how we hire people is based on the fact that they are a STAR. They're here to serve. That's what the S stands for. What does it mean to serve, Kitty? Who are we serving?
The clients. So we put the client's best interest ahead of everybody else's.
Yeah, which means that if it's inconvenient for you, you do it anyway because it's for the best interest of the client. And if you have a problem, go somewhere else. This is what our culture is. T stands for teamwork. What does that actually mean, Katie?
Putting your teammates' best interest ahead of your own.
Even when it inconveniences you, you put the best interest of your team ahead. And if that doesn't seem fair, go somewhere else. A?
Accountable.
Accountable. What is accountable? What does accountability actually look like?
Yeah, you take responsibility even if it's not your fault.
But it wasn't. Why should I be punished if it wasn't my fault? That's not fair. Go somewhere else.
You just made my blood pressure raise.
And then the R. Reliable. What is reliable?
R is reliable. Yep. You have to be able to show up.
Yeah, but I have a kid issue. I have this other thing going on outside of work. I can't control it. I'm sick. Go somewhere else. And so that's the foundation that we're building off of, guys, is that if you want to be on the team, you have to be a STAR. And now, if you're on the team, here's where the next level of this comes into play, is we either grow up or we grow out. This is the only team rule that we have. And so we're going to go through, there's six points that we're going to hit on today. And at the end of this call, you guys are going to want these notes to this call. And so the notes can be found in two places. For you guys who are not in the mentorship, And if you're like, am I in the mentorship? You would know because you have paid for it. Okay. So if you have not given money, then you're not in the mentorship. But you can get inside the free home cleaning courses group and you'll see the replay to this call along with the notes of this call. Okay. And for all of you guys who are in the mentorship, you guys have known you're in the mentorship because you have paid for it. You also can find the notes inside there as well. Okay. That's where you guys can find the notes to this call. Also, if you guys want to get the most from this call today, have your cameras on, be engaged, use the chat. Right now, there's only one person who's used the chat, and that person works for me. Okay, so if you guys have questions, you guys want to be engaged, use the chat, say hi to your homies. Every single person who is on here is a cleaning business owner. Like, you're in a room full of people who are just like you. Like, use as an opportunity to become friends with some of these people. Ask them questions, get them to like you, smile at them. Okay, wink at them. Yeah, good job. Okay. These are your homies. There's like having a community of people who are doing exactly what you're doing is so invaluable. It's so invaluable. And to my understanding, like no one else in the cleaning industry is doing this. And we've been doing this now for how many weeks, Kitty?
102?
102 weeks. Okay. And so this is an opportunity for you guys to make some friends, have a community, and be part of something that's just bigger than just what you have going on in your little local market. Okay. And also being able to understand what people are also doing in other markets to help you and bring that back into your local market. Okay. So use that as an opportunity. And the only way you're going to do that is if you have your cameras on, you're engaged, you're smiling, people see your face. Okay. And then also pay attention. Be here right now. This information that we're giving you guys, these tactics we're giving you guys, like, this is not theory. This is not made up. This is not something that happened 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Like, this is something that we're doing right now as we speak. This call specifically actually came from I have this group that I'm coaching. So a couple weeks ago, I switched from doing one-on-one coaching because it just no longer made sense for my time anymore. And I made all my one-on-one clients go into what's called mastermind coaching. So I just like small group. And one of the benefits was that is like, I have one of these groups that every single person in there does over $100,000 a month in revenue. And I kept on running into these issues. I kept on running into people issues because when you guys are doing $100,000 a month, you have quite a few people who are inside your organization. Because the only way you're going to grow a big business is through more people. Cleaners and office staff. Okay. And also clients as well. And so with this call today, guys, it's all about people. It's all about understanding how to understand where an individual is and how to be able to help them if they want to be able to grow. And if they don't, then you help them grow out so they can go somewhere else where their talents can be utilized better. Okay. Like I said, we've been doing this for 102 weeks now, 102 weeks. And we've learned quite a few things in these last 102 weeks. And one of the things that we learned is a lot about people and humans. And because when we started this 102 weeks ago, it started with the opening of our second location. And that second location, it required us to bring a lot of people in who we had never known, never met, no relationships with. And we brought in a lot of people. And we learned a lot about who we didn't want on the team and now who we do want on the team. And that started with the cleaners first. And then now it's with the office staff. We've been bringing in quite a few office staff and learning the process of how to grow up and grow out office staff as well. And so whether you're somebody who is working on the cleaners right now, you're trying to grow your cleaning team, you're going to get so much value from this. And if you're somebody who's, man, I'm like working on office staff, you're going to get a ton of value from this. Okay. So let's get to grow up and grow out, the only team rule that you need to grow $1 million business. Okay. What is point number 1 here? What's the title here? What's the curiosity?
The hidden tax.
Ooh, we have hidden tax. You guys know what the biggest problem is when you actually become successful, when you actually have $1 million business, or you have a $2 million business, you have a $3 million business, you have a $4 million business? You guys know what your biggest problem is?
Taxes.
Taxes. Yeah. All this money that you didn't make, now you're making money, and now you got to give a big chunk of it to the government. You're like, dang, I would have preferred not to make any money. It's like when you don't make money, then you got to pay the government. Then you do make money, then you got to pay the government. You're like, I can never win. You're like, yeah, that's why you got to keep going. That's why you got to get bigger. That's why you got to get bigger. But this is called the hidden tax. Okay. And so most people think that they can't find A players. But really, you guys don't have the courage to hire them. You want people to come as A players. Ain't no one as an A player gonna come work for you, I promise you. Ain't A players ain't working for you. And I mean that in the most, I wanna break this belief. You will never get an A player to work for you. Zero chance. You create A players. You wanna know how you do it? You confront their deficits. Kate and I talked about this on a walk we had last week. How many of you guys have had a situation where you get ready to hire a cleaner, and you're like, oh, they just didn't excite me. They just have this one issue. They just like this one thing. Come on, how many of you guys have had that like that oh, I didn't want to hire me because they had this one thing? Yeah. What that is, a fear that you're gonna have to confront that one thing. The reason why people don't hire people is because they look for the perfect person. It's laughable. Katie, how many people did we hire in Mesa last year? Just in one location.
I sent out over 100 tax docs. So over 100.
How about for Bozeman?
Also over 100.
We're not even talking about SAC yet. No, it's like over 200 people we hired last year. You will never find the perfect person. They don't exist. It's laughable. And so your fear of hiring comes from your fear that you're going to have to confront people's deficits because they're not going to be perfect. Guess what, guys? You're not perfect either. Does that hurt? But your mama said you were perfect. You're beautiful the way you are. I think a lot of people's parents hurt them by trying to protect them. Because in the real world, guys, you ain't beautiful. You ain't perfect. You can do wrong. And by you believing otherwise, it's just false. It's just not a true version of reality. The most successful people on this planet, their version of reality is truer than people who are poor. Poor people have a false sense of reality. And so your measure of your ability to understand actually how the world works versus the way that you currently interpret it or you wish it to be or ought it to be can be measured by your wealth. And so understand that right now, if you don't have a lot of wealth, you don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, it's because your version of reality it's not true. You believe things that you either grew up believing or that somewhere you learned along the way that just are not true with the way the world actually works. And so here's the real hidden tax, guys. Okay. Is that you will never get A players to work for you because you guys create C players. Because you avoid confrontation. You're afraid of actually telling people the truth. And so you just let it be. You protect C players, and A players hate that shit. Despise it. Ugh, it's gross. Exactly 1 year ago. Do you remember what happened 1 year ago, Katie?
Oh, I couldn't forget it.
What happened?
A year ago, we had a record week. We had 16 cleaners on our team, and 14 of those cleaners left.
Yeah, within a 90-day period. So we hit our first $19,000 a week at the beginning of February. We were jacked. We're going to hit 83K. We're 11 months into this new business. We had just hit 19,000. We're on a freaking rocket ship, guys. We're freaking going to make this thing happen. And then the week after that, it started to fall apart. And within 60 days, it was by the end of April, out of those 16 cleaners who were with us when we hit that first $19,000 a week, only 2 were left. And the reason why is because we let C players stay on the team, and the A players got pissed off and left. And as they were leaving, the C players were like, all the cool kids are leaving, we might as well leave too. So not only did we lose those C players eventually, but we also lost the A players to go with it. And today, 1 year later, how many people do we have on our team now, Katie?
We have 12 cleaners.
12 cleaners. And what did they produce in revenue this week? Last week?
20,000.
Yeah. So they produced more revenue, more efficient, and those cleaners have been here. So those 2 cleaners who were on the team last year, they're still on the team. So thank God for those 2. They've been here for 85. That person's been here for 85 weeks. The other girl's in here for 60 weeks. And then from there on, 51 weeks, 39 weeks, 36 weeks, 28 weeks, 22 weeks, 21 weeks, 19, 17, 16, 10. The newest cleaner we have has been with us for almost 3 months. And so that's what this call we're talking about today is, that transformation from losing everybody to now we have a team stacked full of A players. Because the confrontation is very high in our company. Katie, this was great. Talk about what happened. I didn't know about this because I don't go to the team meetings anymore, but talk about the situation between the 2 cleaners, this one that you shared on our vision meeting right before this.
Yeah. So our very bottom cleaner was telling us a story of this happened, I think, 2 weeks ago. They were at a clean together. They were at a team clean together. And the C player.
She was at a team clean with who?
With the trainer, with the top cleaner.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you. So we had a bottom cleaner and a top cleaner paired at the same house together. And the bottom cleaner was telling us a story. She went to the top cleaner and started complaining, griping about a few things. And the top cleaner just stopped, made eye contact, stopped everything that she was doing, and point blankly just asked, "Do you actually want to be here?" And the bottom cleaner was like, "Absolutely," and immediately changed her behavior. So jokingly, today as the team meeting continued to progress and questions had come up, the resounding question that just kept being asked was, "Do you actually want to be here? Do you actually want to be here?" And it became like a joke, but at the same time, the whole team they love it. They're all on board with it, and they ask each other, "Do you actually want to be here?"
Yeah, guys. So here's the thing to understand, is that C players are created, and so are A players. Okay. Your business's ceiling is set by your tolerance floor. What you're willing to tolerate is dependent on how big your business is willing to grow, its ability to grow. Which brings us into point number 2. What's point number 2, Katie?
Grow up or grow out.
Yeah. This is the rule, guys. This is the rule. So before we get into it, let's define these individually. What does grow up actually mean?
Increasing your skill set, your performance, or your standards.
Okay. And then what does grow out mean?
Exiting the role that you're in or the business entirely.
Okay. And so now, if we use those terms together, what does grow up or grow out actually mean?
You must raise your performance to meet the standard, or make room for somebody who will.
How many of you guys grew up playing sports? Or maybe your kids play sports, or you guys have some understanding of how sports work? I think if we just understand that your business is very similar to a sports team, a lot of this makes a lot more sense. Like, you keep people on the team performing, and the people who are not performing, they have to make room for people who do perform. And when you think about it from that standpoint, like, you're hurting people by keeping them on the team who can't perform. You're hurting the people on the team, the A players. You're hurting the clients who expect you to put the best cleaners in their home. You're hurting yourself by having to deal with somebody who doesn't want to be there, who's not committed. Okay. And so we talk about how we create C players, but Katie, how do we actually create C players? What does it look like to create C players?
Weak incentives. So despite how long you've been here or your behavior, everybody is getting the same incentives.
Yeah. So I talked about that. We have a cleaner's been with us for 85 weeks, and a cleaner's been with us for 10 weeks. Do you think in our culture, in our company, they get paid the same? Yeah. But also, guys, it's not based on longevity either, just so you guys know. It's based on performance. And so so our bottom cleaner is not the person who's at number 10. He's been here for 10 weeks, right? We have cleaners who are newer, who are actually closer to the top. It's because they outperform the cleaners. And when you outperform somebody, you make more money. And not just by getting more hours, but you actually make more money. Okay. How else do you create C players? So we have weeks incentives, or some of you guys don't even have incentives. You're like, I pay them hourly, and they should just show up and do a good job, because that's what they should do. Bah humbug. So weak incentives or no incentives. What's the next way that we create C players?
No scoreboard. Nobody knows what good looks like because you've never defined it.
This is the biggest one. The reason why your team can't be successful is because you don't even know what success looks like. You guys don't know how many times I've heard my team is the best? I have the best team. Oh yeah? How do you know? Prove it. Tell me. Show me some data. Give me some metrics that you prove that you have the best team. Oh, Sally, she's so nice and she does such a good job. The clients just love her. Oh yeah? Great job, Sally. What did Keziah? So Keziah is our GM of our Mesa location. That same location that just did 20,000 last week. She's been the only person in the office for the last couple of weeks because we're in the process of hiring another office person. Girl's a freaking superstar. Someone like Dina has been out there, and she sat next to her, like literally one of the best office people I have had an opportunity to see. And she just turned 21 last week. Young girl, but girl's mature. She's very mature. And she made a comment at our vision right before this. What did she talk about? I know she made a lot of comments. Okay, let me set this up for you. When she was talking about the numbers and the cleaners, what was her comment? About how she thought her team, my team loves data or something like that.
Oh yeah, they're all motivated by it. They want to see the numbers. They want to see where they stand. They want to see where the team stands. They're very data driven.
Yeah. I was like, I agree, but I also will disagree. And it's not just our team. I just think humans love to see the data. They love to understand what winning looks like, where they are, and then understand how to win every single week.
Progress.
And so if you guys don't track that data, you guys don't understand where they are, what they need to do to win, and then how do they actually go from where they are to winning, how do you expect them to do it? But that's what 99% of people in here do. And you get mad at them. Because they should just know. They should just win. They should just come, batteries included. They should just come an A player. Like I said, I'll laugh. You're never going to hire an A player. You think Katie Manzanares is going to come work for you guys? Seriously, do you think that? Yeah, freaking right. That's an A player. She ain't working for you. I assure you. I assure you. She ain't working for you. So just understand that. That's the frame you guys got to understand is A players can work for you guys. It's zero possibility. Zero. You guys are not freaking cool whatsoever. Sorry, mom. Sorry, daddy. You're wrong. Okay? So understand what it takes to win and then help people win by confronting them when they're where they're at and then helping them close the deficit on where they are versus where they need to be. What's the next way, Katie, that we create C players?
No consequences. Give the attendance bonus anyways. Show up late.
I just feel
Whatever.
bad. I just feel bad though. Her kids are sick. She's sick. Her car doesn't work. What I hear today, a kid at daycare threw my child and hit her head or something. So my kid can't go to daycare anymore or something like that. It was another one. I was like, this is awesome. You know what? We should still give them the bonus. They should still get the attendance bonus. We should just give them money actually, just because I feel bad. We should just start a GoFundMe. My kid got thrown at daycare, hurt his head, so I need to GoFundMe. Okay. Yeah. But the standards are there for a reason, guys. And specifically when it comes to like bonuses, they're bonuses, which means that they are earned, which means that they are not given just because it's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They are earned. Yes, sometimes your kid is going to get thrown on his head at daycare, or you're going to get sick, or you're going to have some reason where you cannot show up to work. And guess what? You don't earn the bonus. God forbid you didn't earn the bonus this week. This actually happened in Bozeman, our Bozeman location. So we have a cleaner who actually lives in one of our rental properties. And Kitty has been communicating with him. He also happens to be driving one of our cars because his car isn't working. And so, Katie, why don't you share a little bit of this epiphany you had last week, the story from Elia, and just share with people like what it looks like to not have consequences and what happens.
Yeah, which brings us into the fourth way that you actually create C players is savior leadership. Mm-hmm. So those of us that have big hearts tend to want to save people from the pain of life, from the pain of their circumstances.
Which, by the way,
Katie decides
everybody on here, you guys all have big hearts, and like that, I have mad respect for you guys. Okay, we all like if you're on here, you have a big heart. If you're in the cleaning business, you want to serve, you have a big heart. Okay. Now, but there's a way to be able to use that big heart, and so it actually helps people rather than hurts people. And sorry, Katie, I just want to put that out there, but please share your story.
Yeah. So this kid on our team was running out of housing, was going to have to move back to where he's from. And I was like, Elia, we have an apartment. He can pay for it. Move him in. Cool. Got a place. Now he at least has housing. His car breaks down a few weeks later. And I'm like, Elia, we have a vehicle there. It's just sitting there. Let him use it. Starts using it. Car issues take place with said vehicle that we lent him. And he goes into the office and he starts talking to Elia, saying, Elia, I got a flat tire. What do I do? And Elia's like, okay, Katie's helped you this far. Like, you need to figure it out. You got to find a solution. Get it to the tire shop and figure it out. And he goes, okay, I'm just going to go call Katie. He walks outside and he calls me, and I call a tow truck. I get the car to the office or to the tire shop. I repair the tire, and he does pay for the tire repair. And Elia calls me and we're on a one-on-one with Logan and I have a problem. And I feel like I'm holding a double standard. Like, I'm trying to coach this kid to take accountability for the current situation. And then, Katie, you're coming in and saving him. Now we have other cleaners on the team who are also having car problems, and they're asking for our help, and we can't help them, but we can help this one individual. Like, it's creating a rift in the team, and it's only creating problems. So by saving one person, by having a huge heart for one person, I have now impacted the general manager and the entire rest of the team, because now they have expectations that I can help everybody when I'm not going to actually help everybody in that manner. So by not having natural consequences to the reality of the situation of a broken car, and also withholding the opportunity for this kid to actually find the solution in himself, which means that he doesn't have to be dependent on Katie for the rest of his life. He can actually solve the problem in the future. I've hurt everybody. I've hurt the kid that I tried to help, I hurt the GM, and I hurt the entire rest of the team. Savior leadership does not work.
Yeah, guys. By jumping in and preventing them from making mistakes or fixing their mistakes for them, congratulations. Like, you just earned yourself a new problem every single week that they're going to bring to you.
And the crazy part is you get frustrated at them when they bring you the same problem that you saved them from last week.
Yeah. So good. So good. That's how you create C players, guys. You save them. And then the last one, Katie, what's the last one?
Gossip tolerance. This is where your cleaners and your team starts blaming everybody else, each other, the business, you, the customers. The opposite of accountability.
Yeah, guys. So that's how you actually create C players, right? People don't rise to expectations. They fall to the standards that you actually enforce. Which actually brings us to the next point of A players. They don't work for C-level bosses. And so this grow up or grow up mentality, it starts with everybody here first. And I see this happen so often, is that so many business owners, they want their team to grow, but then like they're not actually willing to go first. They're not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing to actually grow up or grow out themselves. We just had a call. We have a coach's call every Monday morning. And one of the coaches asked about a client and about his situation. And he's going through some hard things. He's going through some challenges. And I was like, cool. He can either focus on trying to get out of the business, or he can focus on going forward in the business. But ultimately, like it's a commitment either way. Either choose to take what the hard things that are happening in your business as lessons and make them useful, or use them as reasons to quit and go do something else. Make a freaking choice. And I told him something. I'll tell you guys, like, I'll be very transparent with you guys, because a lot of you guys would never know this because you're not in a situation to know this. But I've had many people come to me, letting me know that they're getting out of the business. They quit. And they have their reasons. There's lots of reasons. I don't judge them. It's fine. A lot of reasons why they tell me this is because they have like payments that they need to continue to make. And they're like, I'm like, it's fine. If you're not in business anymore, like, I'm not gonna make you pay anymore, right? I don't care. And the reality, guys, is very much is a real possibility to quit this business. So quit. If you're looking for a reason to quit, then quit. It doesn't affect anybody else. Or you could use it as an opportunity to get better and to learn. But commit either way. And I think that's the thing that I think I can help you guys most with, is just make a decision and commit to one of them. Because if you commit to this business and learning the lessons and using everything as an opportunity for you to get better, like, you will get better. The cleaning business is very simple. You can start with very low skill and you can end up with a very big business. But you end up with a big business by getting lots of skills. And you get lots of skills by learning through lots of experiences. And you get lots of learning experiences by going through hard things. The formula is relatively simple. It's the feelings and the emotions that go with it. And so let me just help you with the emotions. Like, they're gonna be there whether you quit or do something else. Like, the emotions never leave. Like, I think Lucas just got on here, and it was cool because he actually challenged me on our coach's call. He was on the coach's call this morning, and I talked about death, and I talked about how, like, the moment that, like, you're on your deathbed, in my view, in my opinion, It's like, I'll never want more than anything to go back to those painful feelings, Man, I really wish I could go back. Right? Lucas actually gave me a different perspective on death that I was just like, oh, that's interesting. I never would have thought about that. So you guys, I'm sure everyone here has different perspectives on death, which is great. I just want to tell you guys what works for me is just like the things that I avoid right now, I will want more than ever when I'm getting ready to take my last breath. I wish I could go back to that moment. I wish I could just have that feeling again. Right? I'll tell you guys like a little bit of a variation of that. So some of you guys have spouses, some of you guys have kids, some of you guys have people who are in your life, right? Maybe people who live with you. And so usually the people who live with you, they can get on your nerves because they do things that you necessarily don't do, and it frustrates you. Okay. I think they call these things pet peeves. And Katie does this thing with our gum wrappers, right? She just will, you guys will know where Katie has been because she leaves her gum wrappers just wherever she has been. So I find these gum wrappers just in all sorts of random places, all over the house. And there was one point where it used to frustrate me. And then this is the thought that changed everything. If Katie was no longer here, I would want nothing more than just to find those gum wrappers around the house. And it was in that thought, I switched it. I was like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that thing because she's still here. And that's what matters more than these stupid ass gum wrappers. And so if you guys can take that thought process and just flip it to the things that frustrate you, the things that get on your nerves, and understand that like those are the things that one day you're going to be so like, you're going to look back on, you're going to be happy. You're going to be like, you wanted to go back to those things. You're going to want those things more than ever. Don't wait till then to be grateful for it now. Do it now. Which means that everything that pisses you off is everything that could make you grateful today. Don't wait till tomorrow to be grateful. Do it now. So let's do the ABC test, Kitty. So guys, this is point number 3, the ABC test. This actually came from a video I watched from Alex last week, and he talked about the difference between A players, B players, and C players, and I was like, oh, this is like a good framework. And I just basically took this framework and I just applied it to our business, and I just modified it to work so that you guys could actually use this as a way for you to be able to identify C, B, A, and A+ players on your team. Most importantly, for you guys to recognize like what sort of leader are you first and foremost, because it starts with you guys first before you guys can then share this with your team. So Katie, will you define what a C player looks like?
Yeah, C players, you need some basic, you put dumb in here, but I don't love that word. You need some dumb rules because they have low intelligence. They avoid problems at all costs. They gossip and they refuse to learn, and they use the words I know all the time.
I know. Right. This is how you can spot a C player. Okay. What about a B player? What does a B player look like?
Yeah, slightly better. They need some rules. They definitely bring problems that you still need to solve. They tend to still blame customers or teammates. They are willing to learn if it's easy for them, but not always.
Yeah. How about A players? What do A players look like?
A players don't need rules. They actually bring solutions to the also problems that they face on a day-to-day basis. They take responsibilities for not only their mistakes, but the team's mistakes. And they learn without you having to teach them.
Yeah. And what about A+ players?
A+ players create rules for others to follow. They tell you how they solve the problem. They take full responsibility for their mistakes and the entire team's mistakes. And they'll actually teach you how to do the job.
Yeah. I think Eliza's on here right now, and I was telling her and Keziah right before this meeting, we had our Mesa Vision meeting, and I was just like, you guys, like, I'm so grateful for you guys. You guys teach me about this job. Like, you guys' position, you guys teach me about it, and I ask them questions all the time. And honestly, like, it's how I teach you guys. I teach them through these guys because, like, I learn so much from them because they're A players. Like, they've taken the system and they've continued to make it better. And There's a couple clients who are on here that I coach as well, and you guys definitely are A players because I learned from you guys. I ask you guys questions. Kayla Irby's on here. Julia's on here. Like, Jessica Lucas are on here. Like, you guys are some of the people who I learn from as well. I ask you guys questions, and that's why it makes you guys A players.
A plus players will also call you out as a leader when you are acting like a C player and saving everybody on the team or actually hurting everybody on the team.
Yeah. And that's one of the reasons that Bozeman, so Eli's on here right now. Eli is the Bozeman for our Montana location. And that's the reason why, like, that business, like, she's grown it from 1.1 to $1.5 million over the last couple of years without Kate and I stepping foot in the state of Montana. It's because we have a freaking GM who is the one who coined grow up or grow out. She's the one who, like, talks about it. Like, she's all about grow up or grow out, right? So if you want to be able to grow businesses, scale businesses, do multiple businesses, like, you got to have people who also are willing to grow up, grow out, and hold other people to the concept of grow up or grow out. Okay. So now, Katie, do we have a skill problem or an attitude problem when it comes to when we have C players, B players, A players? Is it skills or is it attitude? How do we know the difference?
Yeah. In order to know the difference, you have to ask the question, can you teach your way out of this or do you need to fire your way out of this? So if it's a skill, they're trying hard, they're asking questions, they're staying late, but they're still missing the mark. They want to get better. They have shown you with their actions that they want to get better. They just don't know how yet. Attitude, they blame. They don't apologize. They don't take accountability. They make excuses rather than find solutions, and they just don't give a damn.
I will always work with people who have low skill with great attitudes. As long as I'm seeing progress, I'll work with somebody. But the moment that I see the attitude, it's not there, they grab it, they give a crap, they give a damn, it's not there. Yeah, that's
Going back to our team meeting question, do you actually want to be here?
I actually want to be here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about effort versus effectiveness.
Yeah, so high effort and low effectiveness. Somebody is running at full speed, but in the wrong direction. They are busy all day, but nothing actually important gets done.
Yeah. This is usually a leadership problem of you not holding somebody, you not giving somebody clear what they need to be doing. Or you understanding what the highest, most important tasks in your business are, and instead you having them clean the office, send out W-2s, do shit that is not freaking important, and they should just be making freaking sales. Okay. What about the opposite, Katie? What would someone like?
Yeah, so
Yeah, go for it.
Elia is low effort.
I was gonna say, yeah.
High effectiveness.
And low effort. Low effort is not the correct term, though. But I'm just saying, like, because she does give effort, but
efficiency.
Yes, very efficient.
She's so efficient. Yeah. So she will do in 2 hours what it takes somebody else to do in 8. When we hired Elia, we had, I think, 4 other office staff members at the time, and she did all of their jobs and replaced all of them. Yeah. She knows the leverage points.
Yeah.
So the question that you ask yourself is, are they trying hard or are they actually producing results?
Yeah. And if they're trying hard, not producing results, it means that they're trying hard on the wrong things, which is you need to direct them on what they need to be focusing on. And this is a good one too. So do we have a system issue or is it a person issue? How do we know if it's a system issue?
Yeah, 3 people have failed in this role in the last 12 months. You don't have any training docs, no onboarding checklists, no clear KPIs. You tell them, figure it out, and wonder why they can't.
Yeah. Do you have any clients like this, Katie? There's one client, Katie has that. She tells me about this. I'm like, yeah, this is an issue. This is.
I want those A players to come work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. When you have no system, you're not willing to implement the system, you just have it all up here. It's bad. That would be considered a bad system. Do you have docs? Do you refer to the docs? When somebody has a question, do you just tell them or do you say, hey, go to the resource? Go to the training. And if you don't have the training, do you make the training? Do you spend the time to make the training and then send them there? No, I'm busy. Yeah. The difference between $1 million business and everybody else. is a system. You'll never get to $1 million business without having systems. And if you want to get to $2 and $3 million, you need better systems and you need better people, which we'll talk about people now. So we have a system issue, or is it a person issue? How do we know if it's a person issue?
Yeah, if everyone else in the role is crushing with the same system, same training, same resources, the person is the only one struggling or complaining.
So what's the test, Katie? What's the test? How do we know if it's a system or a person issue?
So if you replaced this person tomorrow, would the next person fail too? If they would, it's a system problem. If they would not, it's a team member problem.
Yeah. Cool. So the next question that's left is, what are you going to do about it, kids? What are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it, Katie? What's the point number 4 here? Yes.
Yeah, we're going to confront. We're going to actually talk to the person and tell them the truth. We're going to clarify the standard.
This is the 1-1 framework, guys. This is the 1-1 framework right here. This is what you guys all came for. This is it. Okay. This is the juice. This is the magic. If you're not paying attention, by golly, start paying attention. This is actually what you do. Katie will screenshot this, put it in the comments for you guys. This will be inside the training after this, but this is the actual tactical, write this shit down. This is the life-changing stuff. If you're willing to do it consistently. All right. Walk it through step by step, Katie. What's the first step of the 1-on-1 framework?
1-on-1 framework is clarify the standard.
Yeah. So clarify the standard, own the gap. It's your responsibility that they are not meeting the expectation because you did not give them clarity. Take responsibility for unclear expectations. Okay. Step number 1. Step number 2, Katie, is what?
Confirm the commitment. Do you actually want to be here?
We say it jokingly, but a lot of you guys don't have the courage to actually confront that question. Like, you'd be surprised at how much life gets better when you just confront it. And I don't mean that just in your business. Do it with your spouse. Do it with people who are closest to you. Yeah. That takes some freaking courage. Because you might get an answer you don't want to hear. Step number 3.
Offer the path. Give clear instructions. Not only instructions, but like the actions that actually have to change, that are required for each path.
Step number 4.
Define the outcomes of the paths. What does success unlock? And what does failure actually cost them?
And then my favorite. Step the whole equation.
Provide them with the choice. Empower them to choose their own path. And support whatever they choose.
This is where most people don't have the ability to actually want what's better for somebody else because it doesn't benefit them. And this is why most people fail in life. It's because most people are actually very selfish. So I talked earlier about people having big hearts, but really, it's not about other people, it's about you. Like, you want to help people because it makes you feel good. You wouldn't help people if it didn't make you feel good. Just how I know you won't go to the business because it doesn't make you feel good. That's how I know. Because you only want to do what makes you feel good, which makes you selfish. Sacrifice is the greatest form of love. Do you understand that's what the definition of love is? This is my definition of love. The person who's willing to sacrifice the most. Like, that is love. It means it hurts. It does not feel good. It's painful. It is not in your best interest. That is the definition of love. It doesn't feel good. That right there is the reason why most people will never actually do any of this stuff that we're talking about today, is because they're very selfish. Whether you don't realize it, so that's the goal. So number 1 is for you to become aware of it. But then also, you just don't have the courage, you just don't have the selflessness to actually take pain. You're not actually willing.
Do you really want somebody on your team that doesn't want to be there?
You must be able to support either one. You must be able to support whatever choice they make. That is the juice to this entire presentation right here. If you can just give people a choice and then let them choose and support either one, you will life will just feel a little bit lighter, because it's no longer you making decisions. It's you empowering other people to make decisions. And by you learning that, you can actually grow a business. You can grow a family. You can grow connection with people because you give them the opportunity to actually be empowered to make a decision, and you support it regardless of the outcome, regardless if it was right or wrong. You support them, even if you think you know better. And then the last one, Katie.
Judge their behavior. So trust their actions, not their words.
People will say they want to be here, but you guys got to believe what they do more than what they say. Okay. So what does coachable look like, Katie?
They admit the mistake without getting defensive.
Yeah.
They will own it. They will say something like, "You're right, I missed that. Here's how I'll fix it." When Elia called me out for my savior leadership this week, I was like, yeah, gotta call Steve. Gotta make it right. Gotta fix this problem that I created.
And did you call Steve?
Absolutely.
And was Steve upset with you that you called him?
No.
Was he upset that after you told him that you were no longer going to save him anymore?
No, he was grateful.
Wow. Guys, it helps everybody, even the person who you think you're hurting. He becomes grateful. Thank you. Thanks for believing in me, Katie. You're right, I can do this. So it's you guys can also fix this, but you must actually fix it, not just be like, oh, I'll get it next time. Which is, who is pretending, right? So go down to the test, Katie. What is the test? How do we know someone's coachable if they're pretending and when we stop investing?
Yeah, coachable is somebody who the conversation that you have turns into actions, different actions. They've learned something. Pretending, the conversation that you just had turns into better excuses.
And when do you stop investing?
When they will no longer be surprised that you let them go.
This is always the question I get from people. Is when should I let them go? That's always the question I get, because they want me to make a decision for them. Yeah, I'm going to make your decisions for you. The person who runs the call, I'm very aware of this. I'm not going to make decisions for you guys in your business. Okay, but people ask me this all the time, which, by the way, is totally fair. I will never make a decision in your business. I don't even make decisions in my own business. I let Elia, Keziah, and Kellen, the GMs, they're the decision makers, not me. Right? And so I always say, this is always the question I ask. When somebody asks me this question, will they be surprised? And sometimes they go like this, and yeah, you haven't done enough one-on-one frameworks. You haven't done enough of these conversations. If they're going to be surprised, that's on you. If they're oh no, they won't be surprised, cool. Then there's your answer. It's very simple.
If you clearly define the path and clearly define the outcome of the chosen path, they should never be caught off guard.
Yeah. And this is where we have three variables when it comes to one framework. We have frequency, intensity, and duration. Okay, understand this. And so frequency means that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 conversations. Okay, so after doing this one-on-one framework one time, the frequency probably isn't high enough. Even if the duration of that call was 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, it doesn't matter. The duration in this case isn't that important. The frequency and the intensity. Did you actually confront the truth? Or did you sugarcoat it? Did you beat around the bush? Here's what I think I need from you, but I can't say it because I'm afraid to. So depending on your frequency and intensity, those are going to be the two things that are going to allow people to have clear expectations of what needs to get done. And if they don't do it, then that gives you also the measurement of, do I continue to invest in this person or not? So increase your frequency, increase your intensity, and you'll be able to get them to commit to either growing up or growing out faster. Which leads us to The next point, Katie, which is what? We got to move through these a little quicker here.
We got to coach effort and cut attitude.
Yes. So why haven't we cut people yet, Katie? What's the reason? What's the reason that we have not cut somebody?
We have not confronted them. We feel guilty.
So the fear of confrontation comes, that's the intensity, or that's the frequency. Like, I've done it once or twice. Do it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Do it so much that they were not going to be surprised if you have to cut them. Increase your frequency and your intensity. Tell them the truth. Plain blank. What happens if you don't do this behavior? And you get them to tell you, I won't be on the team. Cool. My preference is you're on the team. However, if you're not going to do behavior, then I have to make room for somebody who will do the thing. Does that sound fair? Cool. So we have fear of confrontation. What's the next one?
Guilt. They have a family they have to support.
Yeah, so do you. And that includes your entire team. Those A players, they have a family as well. And like we said in the very beginning, C players are cancerous to A players. You will lose A players and their families as well. And those clients that you serve, yeah, they don't like C players either. Okay, what's the next one?
Sunk cost. You've already invested so much time in training them.
Yeah. I don't see it as a sunk cost. It's just the cost of you learning. Like, you're bad at teaching, and so you have actually learned a lot from, like, the people who are actually C players. They will teach you the most. They will teach you the most if you're willing to learn. So it's not a sunk cost. They're actually teaching you. Learn from them. What's the next one?
Self-doubt. Maybe I'm the problem.
Yeah.
And scarcity thinking. I can't find anyone better.
Yeah. You definitely are the problem. That one's true. Scarcity thinking. How many times, Kay, do we always just realize that every time we hire somebody new, it's just man, we found somebody so much better every time.
Yeah. It's not even the person that's better. It's us being able to confront the standards that get better. Our tolerance rises and we get better at confronting things. So we are the problem.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys, the cost of keeping C players is cultural contamination. Okay. You'll have A player attrition and it'll drain you as a leader because your focus is going towards the C players, which takes your attention off the A players, which just pisses them off. And also, you reinforce what you actually want to see less of. You reinforce C players when you want to reinforce A players. Okay. So every rule has exceptions, though, guys. Every rule has an exception. So when is it okay to keep a B or a C player, Katie?
When you have BC skills.
Yeah. Which is most of you guys on here. Most of you guys have B or C level leadership skills. So in that case, you will only rise, your people only rise to the level of your competence and your skill level. So truth be told, you guys are going to deal with a lot of C and B players because you guys have C and B level skills. So if you guys want to attract A level talent, what do you need to do?
This is the 6th point. What A players actually want.
Yeah. Someone like Elia and Keziah and Kellen, our general managers for our companies, what do they have? How are they in an environment where they are fostered to be A players and actually become A plus players, be A plus players?
They have autonomy. We do not micromanage them.
Here's the outcome I'm looking for, guys. Figure it out. Now, when I say figure it out, here's the outcome. Tell me, if you don't know how to get there, ask me questions, but here's what I'm looking for. And then from there, they find the solution and then basically just help them fine-tune what they think is the best way to get there. I'm like, cool. And that's why our system keeps getting better, is because they're the ones who are doing the thing, not me. That's why our businesses continue to grow and the system gets better, even though Katie and I haven't done sales and haven't done, we've been part of the operations for a very long time, but our systems keep getting better. What else do A players want, Katie?
Challenges.
No, I thought they want easy. A players just want the easy way, the comfortable way, right? No, they want the freaking challenge. Hey guys, here's the hardest problem I have. You guys don't know what happened in Bozeman? So all you guys who do your guys' vision sheet, I think it was 2 years ago, or maybe a year and a half ago, we added this section on the vision sheet where it showed how many cleans canceled this week. How many of you guys see that on your sheet? How many cleans canceled this week? And you're just it's like a pit in your stomach, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 fall off the schedule every single week. You're like, And then you see it happen every single week. And so you add that up, it's like, man, $10, $15, $20,000 that was on there that is gone. I'm like, so like on our vision meetings, I was like, this is a problem, guys. This is a next year problem. Like, we're going to solve this problem. I'm going to put my energy onto it. And then I remember getting on a call with Eli, and she's like, okay, guys. So I did a thing, and I just implemented this subscription billing, and I just told all the clients that we're going to charge them ahead of time. And I don't know if it was a good idea, but I just did it. Cool.
And also now I need help implementing the tactical side.
And I need help. And so just for you guys who are inside the mentorship, like we are doing subscription billing, and that $4,000 or $5,000 a week that was popping up, that was falling off, like in Bozeman, a company that does between $30,000 and $40,000 a week in revenue a week. Yeah. We have about 1,000 at most, sometimes less. And some of those people are already charged. Yeah. So that's what A players want. They want the challenge. They want the hard thing. They want the hard thing. And then what's the next thing, Katie, that A players want?
Growth paths.
Yeah.
Show them the seat that they're training for, not the seat that they're currently in. So you've got to have opportunity for growth for these people.
Yeah. Because A players don't want comfort. They want to make a difference. And same
so it is of the utmost important, especially in your office staff, that you do not save these people. I am like a savior because I think I'm helping these people, but I'm really hurting them.
This is it right here.
And these are the people that live off of challenges. They thrive in challenging environments.
This is the thing to remember, guys, right here. You will never create A players because you're unwilling to let them face the pain of getting it wrong. That's everything this whole call is based around. And again, we speak out, but also it's time for you to reflect in. Like, it's okay for you to also go through pain. It's okay for you to make mistakes. That's what an A player does. Like, you want the challenge. You want to do the hard thing. You want that because you can handle it. I assure you, you can handle it. All right, Katie, let's finish this call up here. So what's the move here? For everyone who's still on here, appreciate you guys for being on here. I know we're going a little long today. This call is so important. I wanted to make sure we got through all of this. So important today. Just as a reminder, these notes will be inside for everybody in the mentorship. You guys will know where it's be. It's inside the On the Road to $1 Million. If you guys are not inside the mentorship, it's inside the free home cleaning courses group. James, you can drop the link for the free home cleaning courses group. These notes will be inside there. But Katie, what is the next move? What are the three, if we were to break this down into 3 steps, now we go from 6 to 3, to make this even simpler, what do we got to do here?
See clearly. So diagnose who's an A player, who's a B player, and who's a C player. And fix broken systems first.
Yeah. Or if you guys don't have systems, like implement systems, you guys who are not in the mentorship, if you think this is going to happen on accident, like I assure you, you will never accidentally wake up with $1 million business. Ever. 0% chance. For somebody who's built 2 from 0, and we're on our way to build the 3rd one now, like it will 0% chance happen on accident. 0%. Okay. Also, for you guys who are in the mentorship, follow the system. Quit getting cute. Again, like the mentorship, like I update all the systems based on not just our businesses, but also there's other businesses like Kayla Irby and Julie and Jessica Lucas and Alexis Lamar. Tristan's on here as well. Like other businesses in here who are doing over $83,000 a month, who not very long ago were not. Okay. And so follow the freaking system. Quit getting cute, especially you guys who are at $20,000, $30,000 a month or $10,000 a month. Like just follow the system. Like and the reason you don't follow the system is because you're scared. So have the courage to follow the system even if you don't understand why or how. Just commit. Just commit to it. Okay. What's the next one, Katie?
Set the standard. Coach effort and cut attitude.
If you guys notice today, I've been intentionally strong. I've been less jokey, less playful, and more like direct. And that's because that's what this energy needs for this one-on-one framework. I've been trying to match my energy with what it is today. And like, it needs to be very direct. It needs to be very serious. Okay. The more that you actually care, the more that you can take it serious, the more that other people will also care and they'll take it serious. But if you just play it off, then like your team will just play it off. There is a time to commit to being serious and that this actually matters. Make the point to yourself and to the team around, this actually matters. It is important. And Katie, what's the third step here?
Yeah, protect excellence. So upgrade yourself first, create A players second.
Yeah.
Remove C players and coach B players up.
Yeah. So that list of A, B, C players you created, like everybody has, like you do something with every single person. Okay. No one gets left alone.
Including yourself.
Upgrade yourself is number one, right? Your business will never outgrow the standards you're unwilling to enforce. Okay. So action steps. Action steps for today, Katie. What are the action steps? For everyone, once they leave this call, what's your action steps?
List your entire team out, including yourself, and put B or C next to each person's name.
Yeah. And then what about for the rest of this week? What do we do after that?
And you're going to schedule some one-on-ones.
Yeah.
With your lowest performers.
Yeah. You're going to start with the hard thing first, not the easy ones. Don't start with your A players or your B players who are on the cusp of being A's. No, do the hard thing first. Go to the bottom. And also, your goal is not to cut anybody. No, that's the easy way. You're going to follow the one framework. You're going to take responsibility for not being able to articulate what it takes for them to be an A player. You're going to take responsibility for it. You're going to follow the framework. And because you understand that they're a C player, you're going to also understand what it takes for them to become a B and an A player. And you're going to tell them what it takes. And you're going to ask them if they want to do it. And then if they do want to do it, then you coach them up. And then you follow up based on their behavior. And either way, you're going to reinforce them for either doing a good job, say, hey, I see what you're doing, keep doing it, or you're going to increase your frequency of one-on-ones. You're going to have another one-on-one and say, hey, we just had this conversation. What did I miss here? Because our behavior hasn't changed. And that's how you start to turn a culture. That's how you start to create a culture where people love the grow up and grow out. If you want a strong culture of empowerment and you want to have this babysitting mentality, like this is what it takes. So appreciate you guys for showing today. Yeah. Man. Very, very serious about this one. This one, it'll help you in your business tremendously. It'll help you with your cleaners. It'll help you with your office staff. And if you guys get practice there, I also just offered this as a thought idea, but it's something that I actually do is like my relationship with Katie is so much better because of this framework. Like we have been able to like become so much closer together through confrontation. I once believed that like fighting was bad. And so we would just avoid fighting. I would sweep things under the rug and hide things and just, I shouldn't care about these things. And then I realized that I was hurting our relationship by not confronting even the smallest things. Because once we started to confront the small things, got on the same page, then there ended up not being any big things to confront. Because it seemed like all the big things just were like small things that just festered over time. Practice this with your cleaners and clients, but it will become the most impactful thing in your relationships with the people who are closest to you, which also might be the people in your team, which by the way, like outside of Katie and my two kids, like the closest people in my life are the people on my team. And so it also can come full circle back around. So thank you guys for showing up to call number 102. Very grateful for you guys for being on here and for you guys willing to show up week in and week out. And thank you guys for sticking on here a little bit longer. And for you guys who are inside the mentorship, make sure you guys get on the System of Software's call tomorrow and get on the Q&A call on Wednesday. And if you guys are not inside the mentorship, you guys can talk to one of these people who are in it and ask them if they think it's a good investment. And if they tell you it is, then call them a liar and go talk to the next person. Okay. But outside of that, happy Monday, guys. Back to work you guys go. And we'll see you guys all next week. So see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.